Hello everyone and welcome back to Football Manager 23 and a brand new episode in the Newcastle series. The good start to the season has continued. It's been a little bit shaky since we beat Manchester City 2-1, but there's been some good results in there as well. So following that victory over Man City where we won it with 10 minutes to go, we then drew 2-2 with Aston Villa. It was really frustrating, this one, because we were winning and we should have been winning by even more than we were. And then in the 88th minute, Leon Bailey ruled out our lead to make it 2-2. And we just didn't have the time or energy to respond and get the 3 points. But we bounced back really well with a 6-1 hammering of Fulham. Isaac getting 4 goals in that game, including a 92nd minute goal. Joelinton and Willock also on the score sheet. And then another potentially even more frustrating game than we had against Aston Villa. We were away from home again, this time in the London Stadium against West Ham United. You can see we went 2-0 up quite early on, and we were just sort of being very pedestrian for the rest of the game. And then it took one 60-second spell for Benrahma and Lanzini to pull West Ham back. In the 85th minute, they nearly won it as well. Antonio hit the post late on, and it finished 2-2. So we were fortunate in some ways in that game, but we really should have absolutely run away with it and taken the victory, which we did manage to do against Nottingham Forest. Our turn to score 2 goals in 2 minutes, and Forest got one back, but it wasn't enough for them to beat us. And then finally, we smashed Everton, who are second from bottom in the league, just above Nottingham Forest, 4-0. They just sacked Lampard a few days before that game, and then Isaac and Willock with the goals. Willock really doing well this season, getting some goals. You can see he's got 5 goals, 2 assists, one man of the match performance so far this season in the league. And then Alexander Isaac is a whole separate prospect in the league. He is now 15 league goals and 5 assists in 13 games. He's better than Erling Haaland at the minute. If we look at the Premier League and also have a look at the top goal scorers, you can see Haaland actually is still outscoring him. Erling Haaland is an absolute machine. 19 goals in 12 games. Very realistic to real life there. But it means in the league table, we are currently in second. Liverpool are just ahead of us. We're still unbeaten after 14 games, which is mightily impressive if you ask me. But Liverpool just ahead by 2 points. We do have the game in hand. If we beat Manchester United in the league, we will jump ahead of them. And you can see that Manchester United at the moment being managed by Steve McClaren. They sacked Eric Ten Hag and they brought in Steve McClaren, which is absolutely amazing. I just don't understand how the game think that's like a sensible thing to do. Was his last job at Maccabi Tel Aviv? That looks remarkable that's where he was. I'm blown away by that. I can't believe that Maccabi Tel Aviv was his last job, and now he's gone to Manchester United. But who knows? Maybe that means we'll get a good win today. You can see the way we're lining up, pretty much our strongest 11 as usual. We've got Bruno and Willock with Soumare just behind him, Trippier in the team as well. So we're basically at full strength for this one, which means that at home in the league, I would expect us to get the win. The United team, fairly weak in defence, I'd say. They're playing Martinez in midfield. I mean, it's a little bit unbalanced, isn't it? Ronaldo, Rashford, Fernandes, Anthony. Yeah, I fancy our chances in this one, to be honest. They're sitting in mid-table. They've got Steve McClaren in charge, and we're absolutely flying high in the league. So I'm expecting us to get the win here. And yet again, they are running around far too quickly. So let's just bring that down a bit. There we go. I will get used to turning that down again. Oh, but we scored already. The flag's gone up. Almiron there, putting the ball across, and Willock, who's been on real goal-scoring form, headed it in. I thought that'd be onside, but apparently it is offside. I thought that he was playing the ball behind him, so that should have been online. But maybe it was actually Almiron that was offside, though. Either way, the goal is ruled out by VAR. Here's Rashford sending it back to De Gea. Ball launched forward towards Cristiano Ronaldo, but it's onto Nick Pope. Now Target plays it out wide to Sam Maximan. Bruno switches a play. Trippier down to Almiron. Willock is in behind, miscontrolled, and we just can't quite get the ball in. But there he goes, and Almiron does it. A beautiful ball over the top by Bruno, and Almiron arriving to put the ball in the back of the net. And the really nice thing about the team at this point in the season is the big players like Bruno still playing well, but now we're seeing Willock, we're seeing Almiron popping up with goals at the other end, supporting Saint-Maximin and Isaac with the heavy lifting. But Almiron there with a beautiful finish on the volley to give us a lead. We've already had one ruled out. We've got another goal now, and we are ahead of Man United. But here's Bruno with a free kick. It's cleared away. Trippier should deal with that. Trippier. I don't know why I keep pronouncing his name like it's French. Soumare to Saint-Maximin. Ball over the top. Almiron. He's in behind. He's been fouled there, and a penalty has been given. There could be a VAR check to see if that was outside the box or inside the box. It is a VAR check, and it is a penalty, which Alexander Isaac will be taking. He's on hot goal-scoring form, and he continues that there, making it 2-0 against Manchester United. I went for a Manchester United doubleheader because I thought, big game, big team, but maybe we're just going to absolutely dispatch them home and away, and that would be a very enjoyable thing to do. But United's poor start to the season looks set to continue at this point. And Trippier's just stolen the ball away from Rashford there. He's taken it down the right side, swings it in. It's come out to Matt Target. Cleared away again, but we've got so many players forward, and there's Almiron. It was actually deflected. I think he completely skewed that from where I was looking, but apparently it's a corner. Trippier puts it in. It's on the line, and it's just been lashed across the goal mouth by Lascelles, and then Botman putting it over the top. So it remains 2-0 at the moment. But we are absolutely dominating this Man United team. We've got 19 points from 15. They're only 6 above the relegation zone. I did think they were quite harsh in sacking Teng. Oh, Anthony's gone in 2-footed. That's going to be a red card. And it goes from bad to worse for Man United here. One of their better players being taken off. And Trippier puts it in. Now Botman. We're playing it around the defence. We've got space on that side with Target charging forward. Ball sent back to Botman. Now Bruno over the top. Comes to Trippier, inside, comes out again. Now Lascelles, Soumare to Botman. He's played into Target. Oh, I thought De Gea hadn't quite done enough then. He got his foot out and he managed to tickle it round the post. Trippier with the corner. And it's saved by De Gea, but we are absolutely flying. But yeah, Ten Hag was sacked, and they were only like 3 points off the Champions League places. And they've got to go back here, Ronaldo. It's that near post corner technique that seems to work quite well. Fernandes just swung it in, and Trippier was beaten by Ronaldo. He does have a very good leap on him, of course. And he's managed to get a goal out of nothing for Man United here with their 10 men. Trippier down the corner, comes back to Willock. Rashford's taken it. Now Martinez back to Lindelof. Thought he was going to get pickpocketed by Isaac, but not quite. They're playing a dangerous game there, though, and they've given it away to Almiron. He's charging through on goal. He's played it into Isaac, and De Gea absolutely keeping Man United in this game as it goes to 2-1 at half-time. So I'm absolutely delighted with how that game is going, especially given we've been a little bit wobbly of lately. But here's Trippier with the corner. Puts it into the near post. It's cleared away. Isaac with it. Out to Saint-Maximin. Into Almiron. And he just leathers it into the back of the net. And why has the referee blown his whistle this time? Is that another offside against Almiron? Goal's given. It doesn't matter. We're 3-1 up. Let's see how tight this was. That didn't look tight to me. But Isaac had it. Played it off to Maximin. Yeah, I think maybe it was Willock that was offside. So they might have been looking at that. But Almiron was definitely onside. And it's now 3-1 to us, and that should be the game pretty much all finished. I can't see Man United with 10 men coming back from this, so we can maybe think about just resting a couple of players, bring on some who aren't getting as much game time, just to see out the rest of this game and make sure we're ready. Although saying that, they've just gone and scored again. Bruno Fernandes appearing out of nowhere. Martinez out to Malacia. Played it in behind for Rashford. Fernandes made the run into the middle. And, that ball was perfect, wasn't it? Absolutely in the middle of 3 Newcastle defenders. 1 yard any other direction and that ball's cut out. But here's Manquillo. Ball played in, and Chris Wood there just putting it over the top. 3-2 at the moment. This could be a tighter finish than I'd like. They've got so much individual excellence in their team, United. That's the trouble. Anybody could do something out of any place. Here's Fraser. It's come to Willock. Fraser in again, and there's Chris Wood to get the goal. It's now 4-2. Chris Wood, absolutely brilliant there again in that goal. He's not a player I use very much, but he is very helpful in this sort of game. He is big, he's tall, and he can finish, as you can see there. 4-2. And I've said it a couple of times already, but that should be the game over now. We've made the changes. We can rest some players. Let's maybe take Bruno off as well. Bring Sean Longstaff on. And do we have anybody for target? Yeah, let's get Dan Burn on. John Joe Shelby back from injury as well, which is nice. He might not play very much because we've got a pretty settled centre midfield, but it's nice in case we get an injury. Longstaff onto Saint-Maximin, and it's in. Beautiful finish there. They think it might be offside. He found the top corner. It didn't look offside, and there it is. Willock over the top, or out to the outside for Fraser. He plays it over the top. Longstaff with the header. And then Saint-Maximin, look at that finish on the half volley. De Gea maybe should have pushed that over. I thought that came off the crossbar, but it didn't. De Gea just palmed it into the back of the net. We are absolutely smashing United now. 5-2. Fraser with a free kick. Is it about to get worse? It's saved, but Wood is there to bundle it over. He can't have been offside there from a free kick. That's embarrassing if he was. And he's not. It's 6-2 here against United. And it looks like the Steve McLaren era maybe not going as well as they would like. I can't imagine that's an appointment that any United fan would ever accept in Football Manager. I don't think he'll be around for very long. Fernandes back to Maguire over the top. Lascelles does deal with it eventually, but now Martial. Ball over the top for Fernandes, and Pope does make a save, but he was offside, so it's a free kick instead. Just a few minutes left to see out. We're going to get a seventh here. It's cleared away to Lascelles. He takes it down the left. Burn, dispossession, gets it back. He's looking for Wood as Saint-Maximin has tucked it in. His second of the game makes it 7-2. And this is really getting humiliating for United. Dan Burn there, getting the ball back off Wan-Bissaka, played it in, and it just fell for Saint-Maximin just off the penalty spot, and he's tucked it in past De Gea for 7-2. And I think we could be looking at a record Premier League win here if we keep up this attacking play. Manquillo to Fraser. He's got players in the box. He's hungry. It's stopped by Malacia, given back to Fraser, and Wood has stuck it in. There's another question of offside. That looks fairly onside to me. And I think, is that his hat-trick as well? I think it may well be. Fraser there, put the ball across. Malacia absolutely fluffed his lines. And look at that from Chris Wood. Instinctive finishing to make it 8-2 for us. And that is a hat-trick for Chris Wood. Isaac's going to be furious he was taken off in this game. Now, is there time for one last goal to make it 9-2? I think that might be the record, a 9-2 finish. It's not the biggest winning margin, but it might be was there a 7-4 once in the Premier League? I think we might just be missing the record here by conceding too many goals. It doesn't look like we're going to score. De Gea to put the ball out. It's dealt with. One last chance, one last throw of the dice. Can we make it 9? It's Fraser. It's blocked. And Fraser just stood still as the ball bounced off his head. Manquillo intercepts. Charging forward. He's going to have a shot. He's put it across. And it's in from Chris Wood. It is 9-2. Chris Wood off the bench to score 4 goals against Manchester United. I would love to know the odds of Chris Wood getting 4 goals off the bench against Man United. That is sensational. I think the sum total of yardage from goal for all of his finishes must be about 8. He's been on the line every time he's put it in. But 9-2 against Manchester United, that is some victory. That's going to absolutely destroy them. And look at that, achievement unlocked. I'd love it if we beat them. I don't know if you can see that. That's just popped up from my Steam. 9-2 over Manchester United. What a win that is. 4 for Chris Wood. Absolutely blown away from that. What an incredible game. And that means we do go back to the top of the table. And next up, we also have Manchester United, but this time at Old Trafford in the Carabao Cup. And then we've got a good little run of games into the winter break for the World Cup. So we'll be coming back probably in January for the next episode, for the transfer window, for the Liverpool game. But let's go ahead to the Old Trafford match and see if we can get through to the next round of the Carabao Cup. We are changing things around a little bit for this Manchester United game. We're going to start with Callum Wilson up top and then Almiron and Fraser on the wings. Longstaff, Willock and Shelvey make a completely different centre of midfield. And then Byrne, Botman, Lascelles, Manquillo with Carl Darlow coming in for a game in goal. Both Shelvey and Darlow getting their first starts of the season, I think. And then the rest of the team is just giving people that bit of rotation they need. I did have both Callum Wilson and Chris Wood come and complain about lack of playing time, and I unfortunately ended with both of them handing in transfer requests, so they're both now up for transfer. No suitable offers for Wilson, but there's a good chance that Chris Wood will be leaving in January. I don't mind losing them both in January, to be fair, because we've got Mukoku coming in from Borussia Dortmund in January. He joins on the 1st, and I think Isaac has been reliable enough up top that we don't need to worry about that. The Man United team for this one, let's have a look if they've changed. Heaton in goal, I mean they've changed everybody. That is pretty much everybody being swapped out. Look at that. So this is going to be a very different game to the one that we had. Well, players didn't react well to being told that we should win this game away from home. Manquillo here into Lascelles. I think this will be a very different game to the last one. It might be a bit tighter, but Almiron here trying to keep it going. He switches it to Dan Byrne in space into Wilson. And maybe it won't be different. We're 1-0 up inside 4 minutes, which is pretty good at Old Trafford. The Old Trafford fans must be pretty worried at this point. Dan Byrne there took the touch, played it in, and Wilson. I don't know what is wrong with the United defence just allowing us to get in behind their back line time after time. But we've already got the advantage, and this could get from bad to worse. This is a weaker Man United team than we played at St James's. So while we've weakened our team, the tactic that we use is still very good. And here's Rashford on the attack. He was playing last time out, but he's still full of running. He's giving the ball away to the fresh Manquillo, though. Shelvey out to Manquillo. Charging forward, plays it out to Almiron. Ball in behind, Wilson's onto it. He's beaten the keeper there, Heaton, but wasn't able to get the ball on in behind him, despite taking it past him. And it remains 1-0 at this point. United still have not had a shot at home, though. Longstaff out to Manquillo. Ball in. Dealt with. Now Shaw on the attack. Byrne has put the tackle in, but it's come to Van der Beek, who tries to lob the keeper, which is audacious from there. Darlow out to Dan Byrne. Plays it over the top. Wilson has it. Now Fraser puts it in, and Willock there denied on the line. United surviving by the skin of their teeth at the moment. Van der Beek offside, and we will get the free kick, but we're getting very, very close there. Now Lascelles forward to Shelvey. Manquillo down the right flank, switches the play. It's dealt with. Fraser, though, not quite able to do the job. Now Manquillo again. Plays it through, and Wilson is onto it, and he has put it through Tom Heaton's legs there, I think, for 2-0. VAR check ongoing, but the goal is given. Some nice new little graphics. I really like that they've got the rights for some of these extra competitions. I think the Champions League will be quite fun when we do inevitably make it in. It wasn't quite between his legs. It was just past Tom Heaton. But 2-0 now. Callum Wilson out to prove a point after being put on the transfer list for not getting enough playing time. A bit like Chris Wood after he scored 4 goals as well. And the ball there being dealt with. Now Rashford, who has been causing us trouble, plays it to the other side for Jadon Sancho. And again, Van der Beek not able to do the job with the finish. It is a corner though. Eriksen's take it. Maguire's up there. And it's just cleared away. Sancho on the other side. Puts it in, and Byrne heads it out. So half an hour in, we're doing pretty well at the moment. Corner from Fraser. Cleared away. Wilson with it. Plays it back to Willock. Now Longstaff. Oh, beautiful goal from Sean Longstaff. His first goal of the season. I do like to rotate him in every so often, and that is another reason that he should maybe get a bit more playing time. Willock played it back. Longstaff stopped the ball, and look at that for a strike right into the top corner. Beautiful stuff, and we're now 3-0 up at Old Trafford. Not something that you would have expected a few years ago, but we're in very different positions now, these clubs. Maguire to McTominay, this is just such a weak United team, it really is. I don't know how they're so bad for so long, but here's Van der Beek, it's into Martial, and they make me eat my words a little bit there with the finish. Defenders looking for an offside, I'd be surprised if that was offside, let's have a look, yeah, goal given. And it is now 3-1. We definitely have defensive frailties, and it's usually when the opposition has pacey strikers, which is exactly what we've got here with Sancho, Martial and Rashford. We don't have the pacey defenders that we need in order to keep clean sheets with this tactic. So that is my advice to any of you who are maybe using this tactic or looking to use this tactic. Buy pacey defenders. But if you've got a strong enough attacking and midfield unit, you will outscore the opposition time after time. The heavy metal football of Jurgen Klopp. And the ball in behind here for Willock. He's played it over, and Wilson has somehow not got enough power on that shot and been rejected a hat-trick by the defender on the line. He really should have scored there. That was pretty poor from him. I might change some of the centre-backs around because they've played a lot of football recently. There's just a chance here for Lindelof off the post. Very, very close there. Let's give Fabian Schär some time. I don't want to overstretch Shelvey. If he makes a tired tackle, he could quite quickly end up with an early bath. So let's make these changes for now. Maybe give Chris Wood some game time. He is on the bench. There we go. So no hat-trick for Wilson today. He can't complain about being substituted, though. He had a chance for a hat-trick and he fluffed it. And not quite as intense a game as we had at St James's, but still another big win over Manchester United. And you take that every single time, especially at Old Trafford. It's a shame this isn't in the league, really. But we have been able to rest players for this match, which is a huge help with a busy league season with the World Cup in there. And now Chris Wood on the attack, holds the ball up. He's doing it himself. And that was not great decision making from Chris Wood to take the shot on there. He should have put the ball across the goal face for another player to get the finish. It's what they did for him when he got 4 goals against United. So very selfish. But the game has come to an end. I am very happy with that result. An excellent performance with some rested players means that we're into the next round of the Carabao Cup here. And the excellent form just continues. I mean, look at that. Only 2 draws. And both of them we were unlucky. One was an 88th minute equaliser. The other one, they came back 2 goals down the last 10 minutes. We really should have won both of those games as well. And this tactic is just so good. It's absolutely exceptional. But we've got a good run of games now. I'll probably check in after the World Cup with the Liverpool game, and we've got an FA Cup third round tie that could be interesting, but otherwise this Man City Liverpool double header could be quite interesting. So it'll either be this Liverpool game or this double header here. I'll see how we get on. But if you did enjoy the episode today and that 9-2 demolition of Manchester United, do drop a like down below. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel. But until next time, see ya.